Hey everybody, this is Way to Fail, and today we're going to be taking a look at another game, Rogue Legacy, which is getting released very soon. And if you want my quick recommendation, you should pick it up. In fact, if you buy it from the developer's website, you can get it for $5 off, so for only $10 you get it DRM free and you get its Steam key once it's released on Steam. So that's the best deal. This is a game that's gotten a lot of good press for good reason. It's a lot of fun, it's fast paced, it's actiony, it's pretty funny too. So I'm just going to dive right in. We're going to look a lot at the gameplay here and not focus so much on story, focus on more on what it's like to go through the castle here. So this is who you are. You are Sir Johans is who we're starting out as. We are a knight and we have health, mana, strength, intelligence, pretty balanced character, 100% base stats, level 0. I have a little spell that I can cast to let me shoot some daggers. I can't cast it out here though, but we're going to walk into the castle. Now, some things to know about the castle is that there's some rooms that repeat themselves, but the dungeons are randomly generated every time. The only things that are consistent is that there are 4 areas: the castle, the tower, the dungeon, and the forest. And I'm playing the demo version right now. You can download it off the developer's website. It's only the castle area, but still gives you a sense of the game. And there are a few little books there that'll give you some sort of background info. We're not going to focus on those today because we have things to kill. Now, your goal in Rogue Legacy is to amass as much money as possible when you run through the castle. Oh shit, that's a good way to start. Because you need to increase your stats ASAP, because this place is really dangerous and stuff will kill you in a hurry. Now, I've beaten the demo, so I have a little bit more competency, I like to tell myself, but I'll probably just go ahead and eat it just because I do something stupid. But you'll notice there is a lot of Castlevania. There's a pretty big Castlevania feel to this game, with good reason, because there is sort of a lot in common with it. But you do have to go around different areas, avoid traps like that. Just try and destroy everything as much as possible. And this is sort of the main meat of the game, is just the exploration. You don't know what's around the corner, because, well, we'll get to what happens sort of in the in-between, but you'll notice I'm just trying to destroy as much environs as possible. And there are a lot of environmental hazards to deal with, but you notice things are pretty weak right now. As you progress through the game, enemies get stronger, and as you level up in the game, a lot of the enemies in the zone level up with you, so that's pretty nice. But right now, okay, this is actually interesting. We've actually hit the boss room. And if you want to see me take on the boss at level 0, I can, or I can just try and get some more stuff to level up. How about I save that for later in the video, because I know some of you just want to look at the game without necessarily being spoiled. So let's not do that first off. Well, let's not do that right off the bat, although because it is a randomly generated dungeon, sometimes the boss room will be really close to the entrance, sometimes it won't. Notice that's a fun picture. A lot of these are references to other things, some of them done by members of Cellar Door Games, some just other game references. Oh, fire and the spikes. At least you do have the good old 2D action platform tradition of glowing means you don't get hurt, because otherwise I would have probably bit the dust. So let me throw some daggers at you. That actually hit a lot harder than I expected. So we're doing pretty well for ourselves so far, for being level 0. But like I said, that's because I have been through this and I kind of know a little bit of how to approach enemies. Now this room is going to screw me up. I already know it, because I have enough trouble with these orb things as is. Add in the spikes and, oh Jesus, we died. I want to tell you about what's going on in that room. Sometimes rooms get special tasks that you have to do. That one was defeat all the enemies, but that enemy defeated me. So Sir Johans has been slain by a corrupt vanguard, and we're at the title screen. What just happened? You can see Sir Johans is dead. But now we get to say, long live Sir Johans, or his heir, because now that that person is dead, your legacy gets to live on with the next person. And this is who you're going to play the game as now. We can play as Sir Wallace the Knave, who has Alzheimer's and is stereo blind, and he has high crit and not high stats. We can play as Lady Faye the Mage, who has no special traits, or we can play as Sir Teddy, who's also a knave, who is both gigantic, who's born to be a basketball player, and an ectomorph, so he's skinny, and hits send him flying. Now, your traits are random, so randomly you'll get some nuns, and sometimes you'll get weird mixtures like this. We're going to play Sir Teddy, who's a huge, huge thing guy. Now, between levels, you get to spend money on upgrading your keep. And when I say keep, I mean this sort of skill tree. First thing we unlock is the blacksmith. I'll show you him in just a moment, and then see we can upgrade our health or upgrade our mana. I'm going to give us how many health upgrades? Probably just 2 for now. So I want to save 240 gold because there's some fun things to get there. And I could upgrade myself to the knight right now, but I'll wait. Because part of the challenge of this game is gold management and remembering what's going on. So we're going to get a little bit of intro from the blacksmith branch saying, I used to be a good guy, please bring me blueprints from the castle. But the blacksmith gives you different gear. And you may say to yourself, well, why would you buy gear if you're just going to die? Well, your gear gets passed on to the next of kin. So see, I'm 10 gold short. Shit. I can buy the helm, though. Or I can buy the boots. And some of you may say, well, wait, why don't you just save your 240 and get it next time? Well, that's because the other mechanic here is a gigantic person who jumps and is really thin. That's because you have to pay all of your gold to go in the castle. So there's our laughing person. We're going to go in here. We have no money. Notice the trend here. We have to do this every time. Have to get money. We go into the same room again. That door, I imagine, is to the final boss or final zone. But yeah, notice it's a new area. It's a new loadout or layout. Almost every time. I won't say every time because there's some ways you can change that. We're just gonna see. Notice how much less damage I'm doing right now because I am a knave. And knaves have high crit and pretty terrible strength. And that guy's actually hiding on that platform very well. Now technically because I'm huge, I can jump some bigger gaps, but because I'm huge, because I'm an ectomorph, whenever I get hit, I just fly way further back. And consider, what the hell? Okay, that's interesting. I have not seen a guard box 2000 who's level 11. Notice that I got a few upgrades, so I am level 3 now. Here's our very Castlevania-esque axes, which just like Castlevania, I am terrible at aiming. Let's kill the guard box. There we go. Yay, guard box, you gave us 20 gold. Gold is your be-all, end-all, everything resource. It's what you get for experience. Let's just see if we can get there. Nothing. A little hesitant because I'm so big. There we go. I just don't want to get hurt. Because, as you all know, death is permanent. Kinda like real life. Tend to not want to die. Yeah, with our random dungeon loadout here, we just get to go wherever we want. And once again, we're getting some interesting fire traps. And because I'm gigantic, my little window of where I can stand is a lot smaller than it otherwise would be. Which is ironic, and fortunately that hitting my plume doesn't seem to affect me. This is going to get ugly in a hurry. There is some platforming fun to be had in this game, and here we go. This is a special room where you have to complete a certain objective to open a chest there, and that chest has certain things, like you notice the question marks in the blacksmith's area. You have to unlock those. One easy way to unlock those is by opening the fairy chest. Now, the reason I'm not going to try this one is because A, I'm gigantic, so I can't even fit through there. If I was normal sized, I could try it, but B, there's a certain enchant you need to do that one, and I don't have it. And enchants are something you get not too much later in the game, but you certainly don't have them at level 3 the second time you're running through, as I nearly whiff on that drop. So let's go down. So there's a lot to talk about with this game. Here's another room where, greetings adventurer, I'm here to give you a chance of a lifetime. For a measly sum of half your current gold, I will give you a chance to open one of 4 chests. One's empty, one's light, one's brimming, and one is bright, super brimming. Let's give it a shot. And what's the worst that can happen? Now, we don't know which one. Are we going to do door number 1, door number 2? Oh wait, we don't even have an option to open that one. So there's 1, 2, 3, or the one we can't open, which I guess is the empty one. Let's go with number 4. And that one has a bit of gold. I lost some on that, but I'll take it. Well, I guess I have no choice but to take it. Now, has that screwed us out of possible? Oh my god, that fire goes through the floor. Because he's casting it through the floor, that's why. That would be a good reason. Okay. We're dead. That's why Gigantism isn't always good. So Vampirism and Siphon Runes are very powerful and stacked. Because they both do Life Leech, I imagine. So there we go. Poor Teddy is dead. That's Rogue Legacy. So now we can go with a Knave, or we can go with a Mage, Lady Chun-Li, who has no traits, or we can go with Sir Lancelot, who is nearsighted. As much as I want to say, hey Chun-Li, I want to show you nearsightedness. So here's our nearsighted barbarian friend. We have 210, and I could use that to upgrade some stuff, or I could use that to buy gear. Can't really do both. So let's just go the blacksmith. See, I'm nearsighted. This is going to hurt some of you because everything that's immediately far away from my character is blurry. 150 to unlock, so because we opened that special chest, we kind of screwed ourselves a little bit. But it's okay, we're still level 3. The enemies are going to be kind of the same difficulties last time. I just won't be able to see them from very close, so kind of hurts my vision too, just to try and focus there. Oh, Jesus, not where I wanted you to be. Alright, you're dead. Now, note that you do get fun little warnings from up top of, hey, look, a hazard's incoming, whether it's bad spells or skeletal bones like that. Oh, wow, 20 damage. And ice shards. Fortunately, the ice shards don't seem to go through the area. Unfortunately, that guy likes the Frostin', apparently. Is really seeming like he wants to track me down. Just throw a dagger at him. Okay. One more hit should do it, if I can get that in there. So 200 gold, it's all random, the treasure, the layout, everything. So sometimes you win in the first room and get 200 gold, and sometimes you don't. Apparently I can't jump. Now, I'm a barbarian, so I have high strength, but I don't have anything. Oh, I just ran right into a bone. I'm so stupid. Yeah, I am. Well, I have high life, too, so that's a pretty friendly buffer to have. You are throwing those bones really far, little skeleton friend. So let's kill you. Yay! You're already dead. Killing the undead. What do you call that? Redundant, perhaps? I don't know. Boom. Yeah, not so bad. So this room, on the other hand, is probably going to get terrible in a hurry. We need to get to an area that's a little clearer than where we're at. Or try and grab as much gold as we can before we die. Because those things will chase you relentlessly. I think we're going to survive. Yeah, we're going to survive. Until we don't, because that is a floating picture. It's called a Doomvis. I can see what they're playing at there. So yeah, you start with easier enemies, they get tougher, the enemies get stronger. I actually got some life, which is pretty lucky. And because I'm nearsighted, I actually had some trouble seeing. Ooh, that's a good button. Had a little bit of trouble seeing what was up ahead. But then again, now that guy's killing me and I'm right next to him, so what are you gonna do, right? I mean, eventually you do need to die to upgrade and level. So pretty much what this game is, in a way, is just a wall that you keep running into, and gamers like me, I guess, are masochistic and just like bleeding, bleeding, bleeding. So here we go again. I have 30 health. I'm level 3. You've kind of seen some of the basic mechanics of the game. I think it's time to be stupid, don't you? So I'm just going to go ahead and say, hey, if you are not interested in seeing spoilers, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go fight the final boss. Not the final boss of the demo. So if you don't want to be spoiled, stop watching now. Go pick up Rogue Legacy. I highly recommend it. You can get it on the developer's website, Cellar Door Games. Hey, but if you want to be spoiled or want to see what the fight's all about, watch me get my ass kicked, more than likely. Here's first boss. So, giant floating eye. There we go. Now this is very much a fight where you want to, how do we put it, hide from the bullet hell as much as possible. And you see here right now, I could be trapped. There we go. So I died right away. Because you kind of got to guess the area where he's going to be going from. But I had a good run. But yeah, it's very much a bullet hell fight. It's actually not that hard. I'm just so low level that I didn't have a lot of margin of error. Let's do a few more runs though, now that we've fought the boss. So let's see, we can go nearsighted or Alzheimer's, we can do stereo blind, or we can do... Let's do stereo blind, let's do Lady Priscilla. I know she's a barbarian, I really like Flame Barrier, that's a fun spell. So let's see here, I have a lot of gold to upgrade things with now. So we're actually going to upgrade our knight. And now we are going to probably unlock another portion of the castle here momentarily. Maybe. I don't know. I thought we might. I don't want to spend too much more gold. Let's go spend... There we go. So let's see, we have 360 that we've spent. And then, I want to have 250 gold. That's the thing. So, because these upgrades, notice I haven't upgraded in my mana yet and it gets more expensive. So we have 360 gold, there's going to be just kind of a gap there, but 100 gold is reasonable to get, so I don't feel too bad. Because I want a stronger sword. And now we have one. Yay! Notice here, because I'm stereo blind, hey, you said this is a 2D game, well guess what? Woo! I can be flat. It's like Flatland. Did you have to read that book in school? I did, in geometry. That was so long ago. Yeah, cool thing about being stereo blind is that you can actually dodge projectiles if you can time that right, but I have to pay 110 gold to get in. Notice we jump from level 3 to level 7. So each time, supposedly, we'll do better as we level up. Or that's just some famous last words. Let's just look at our stats. Because I'm a barbarian, I have a much larger health pool. But it's interesting because I actually have pretty high intelligence as well, but that's because of the gear I'm wearing more than anything else. So, oh Jesus, we're gonna have to flame barrier really early. Yay, flame barrier is fun, because it'll just destroy everything around you. I don't know if I can make that jump. Oh yeah, I can, okay. It only lasts, oh Jesus. Flame barrier, go. That's why we have that. Wow, that... Now, in procedural dungeons like this, it is procedurally generated layout, but some rooms do repeat themselves. I played this demo quite a bit, and I've never seen that room before. Unless they stealth updated the demo on me, and there's just more things I just didn't see. So it's here. Kind of ice bullet hell in here. And notice the platforms that you can jump through, projectiles can go through. And not the other way around. Like these walls are just walls. Okay. Let me take a quick pause. So there's actually something I haven't seen before. When pausing when there is a larger enemy there, which I was about to explain anyway, you actually do get a little stat screen. So there's Bodus. He's level 5, and you notice he has a very different attack. Sometimes in the dungeon you don't just get large bosses, you get little mini bosses in there as well. And this guy is going to hit really, really hard. As you can see here, he does a interesting attack that's... Oh, he just stabbed me too, so... And he has a giant health bar. Yeah, kind of like the other missile launcher here. I don't know what his pattern is, but I have a feeling if I get too close... Well, I don't have a lot left to live for now. I can just force him to stab. There we go. Doesn't matter, we're dead anyway. But yeah, you get little mini bosses like that. Sometimes they'll give you occasional rewards. But time to go through another area and look at how much we've killed in 20 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 generations. And some of them have died happily, some not as much. Well, actually, I don't think anyone really died happily. But let's look at Lady Priscilla II, who is, unfortunately for her, colorblind, but she also has a really cool spell that's good for clearing a lot of areas. So 320 gold. What do I want to do? Let's get the Enchantress. And we'll save that 200 gold for the Enchantress because she is a very important person to unlock. We can actually upgrade our mage to archmage as well through the Enchantress, but whoa, we're colorblind, so we actually cannot see color. Here's an introduction from the Enchantress, who pretty much says I used to be a good Enchantress. We're not focusing on story today. So it's here. I can pay 200 to get a rune for Vault for my helm, which will give me a double jump, which is very important. I like Sprint because that'll let you dash, which is also important. But those are the only ones that you start with. The other ones are just locked. And you notice a little bar, look under the manor, under my character. Those 5 things, I wondered for a long time what they were. They're what enchants you have, and you can switch them on the fly, just like you can switch gear on the fly. So it's here. I'm level 8. I can double jump. It's going to open up some possibilities. I have no gold, so yeah, I'll give you all my money. He's not laughing that time. So, poor colorblind Lady Priscilla. Let's see what you can do for us today. Now, some things are easier to see when you're in the sort of grayscale like this. I say some things, but right now that guy's going to try and hit me pretty hard. It's like some of these things kind of disappear into the background for me, especially when I die and go up in a puff of smoke. I guess that's the idea. There's our now very Night of the Living Dead original zombies. It's black and white. I remember that I can double jump now. And see, it's funny, I got so accustomed to it going through the demo before having it right now, and it's like, what, I can do that again? Yeah. Yeah, you can. You too can amass gold, or your predecessors can amass gold, and there you go. So here we go. Here is another room where I can gamble. I'm not really interested in gambling today. So we did kind of screw ourselves with that before, I believe, or I've screwed myself with it enough. So this room seems like it qualifies for trying to clear it with stuff, because we got all kinds of scary things going on around here. We got spike floors. We got dudes casting fireballs that I can't really adequately dodge. Because if you notice, when you pass through those spike floors, they will hurt you, which means opening a treasure chest on them is a lot of fun. But notice my little spell actually went through and hurt not everybody, but enough. Oh, run. No, don't die. Don't die on me. I'm doing pretty good so far on health. I'd like to stay that way. Almost running into a spiky ball is not how to do that. It's a very deviously placed spiky ball, actually. Anything over here? Gotta remember that I can double jump over a lot of these spikes now. No, let's just go this way. And there's a canvas that's twitching, so it wants to attack me. There we go, Doomvus. Notice it's level 4. And notice those spiky balls are now starting to go in different directions. Let's go this way. So there's another little storybook. You do get kind of in the castle a little tale of an unknown soldier that goes through. He pretty much tells you about someone that's trying to assassinate the king and how he's going to restore his family's honor or some such. But, oh, okay, so we got some actual, like, platforming style dodging going on here. If by only because we have some crazy town launchers over there. And I just happened to jump into one like an idiot anyway. So I think this is worth casting a spell to try and clear him out. And it looks like I didn't. Okay. Maybe you're getting the dinner plate kind of clang, clang, clang. I got one more. Good enough. Got some there too. Looks like I got a little bit more down here as well, but unfortunately I'm getting a little careless. Gotta be more careful. Like I said, I was doing well before, and now my life is dwindling fast. It really only takes one bad room in these kind of games, because it's a roguelike. That's why it's called Rogue Legacy. It's just things can screw you up, and because it's random, there's not a lot you can do, but because it's random, there's always the hope for tomorrow. Or cry like my character here, who's constantly getting run into fireballs because I apparently don't know what I'm doing. So let's see here, another canvas. That's another canvas. I knew that one was a Doom canvas though, because they can't spawn there. Unfortunately, I was turned the wrong direction, so I get whooped in the head by a painting and turn into a painting because I'm dead. Cool, so that's Rogue Legacy. We're just going to see what we can find one more time here. You have Tourette's and are colorblind. You have dwarfism and are an endomorph. So we're going to do this with Lady Blair, who is also a paladin. Or who's... well, no, I haven't... I played a paladin before, that's right. Let me actually see here. We're going to do the mage, Sir Hornsby, as much as I kind of want to be like, hey, look, it's a tiny, tiny person. I mean, Tourette's, yeah, go ahead and groan about it if you want, but I know it's another colorblind run, which is okay. So we got 500 gold. We need to start thinking about upgrading ourselves a little more, which probably means health for now. This is just the demo, so I'm not too worried about my long-range survivability. And let's unlock the Architect as well. What he'll do is lock dungeons for you. So if you like a layout, and I can see the value of that later on in the game, you can do that. And then you can also upgrade your attack. And in the demo, this is as high as your, what's called a skill tree or passive traits get. But there's a lot more to add in the final game. So we're here, we're level 10. It's monochrome time. I don't have enough money to really get anything. But let's see what happens. Maybe this will be the time where I win. Or maybe because I have an axe, I won't do a lot. Of course, for one of the nice things about the mage is that every time you kill something you get mana back, so it does encourage you to use your spells a little more. But I still am of the persuasion that I have so little mana just all the time in all my other characters that I use my spells really sparingly. Not to mention I'm terrible at aiming my axes. There's going to be some good places to clear out things like there, and notice because my my intelligence is higher, that I actually, and some of that's from gear, but because my oh look, that's pretty mean. First off, he's colorblind, but his picture's in color, so we can see what he looks like in a way that he never will. Also, he's a 1/0 creature, apparently, Magic the Gathering style, if you're familiar. So that's your axe. I am on fire aiming those, apparently. There's a chandelier there, but I'm not going to deal with it. I hate these rooms. Not for any particular reason other than... oh, wow, so apparently turning on the map turns off color blindness for just a moment. Would like to see that change, but it's not a huge deal. I mean, there's little platforms that you can jump and hit. Problem is these spiky balls just make it really hard to go through. Now here's another fairy chest that if I can platform my way through here and take no damage, I can open it. We're going to go for it, even though I don't think I have the right skills to do it. Yep, took damage. And there's no going back in and trying again with these fairy chests. It's, you failed, you failed. So, hey, that's my username. What do you know? Okay, so dead end there. There are secret walls. We haven't actually encountered any. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Apparently I want to talk to Jeebus today. Alright. Notice that because I'm a mage I have a lot less health too, so I just totally missed with that axe, which is way more typical for me. Really should have used it on the guy down there, because now I'm low on mana. And notice because he has Tourette's, he curses every time he gets hit, and now he's dead, so I guess he's gonna curse even more. So there we go. That's Rogue Legacy. It's tough. You die a lot, but death is rewarded with a whole new character every time, so I highly, highly recommend this game. Once again, it's available pre-release, not pre-release release, but at a discount on the developer's website. You'll get a Steam key as soon as they become available, so there's no reason to wait for Steam. But yeah, this is Way to Fail, looking at Rogue Legacy, a really fun game. Hope you enjoyed it. I will see you all next time.